What we've done in the past is not the most ethical care for people who have dementia. Thomas Paine, who's an educator, said, "A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being correct." My name is Sue Ellen Beattie, and I am the CEO of Sherbrooke Community Society, Inc. And CEO normally stands for Chief Executive Officer, but I call myself Chief Empowerment Officer. Dementia Inclusive is one of the most important initiatives that I've been involved in my almost 33 years at Sherbrooke. And it is an initiative where we're saying people who have dementia need to have access to a full and abundant life. And so we are trying to create well-being for them. When my mom moved into Sherbrooke, and she had dementia, and I remember the day that she came in. It was a house that was specializing in memory care, so we had very nice words for all of this, but the entire house had people with dementia in it. And I remember she walked in and she looked around and she said, these are her words, not mine, "Everyone here is crazy." And she looked around and she just said, "I can't stay here." And I looked around and I thought, wow, Mom, how are you going to cope when everyone around you has dementia? When you yourself have dementia and you're trying to figure out what's the right thing to do in this circumstance. So that was the first time I really became aware that the model was flawed.
I live with people that have dementia, and I chose to live here. I didn't know anything about dementia. When they told me that, I was waiting for a room in Sherbrooke after my stroke, and they told me, yes, there's a room there, but it's in the dementia section. And my daughter, she said, "Mom, do you want to go in there?" And I said, "I want to get my toe into the door." I thought, well, I'll take that and I'll move if I have to. And I had that option. And a room did come up. By that time, I saw what the dementia ward looked like, and I didn't want to move. It started with Alf. He used to push chairs around and they squeaked on the floor, and there were a few people here that just had short tempers and they would get mad, they would hit him, and I just couldn't stand that. So one day I said, "Alf, why don't you just give me a push to my room? I'm tired today." So he left the chairs and pushed my wheelchair, pushed it around for a long time, and he forgot all about pushing the squeaky chairs. When I heard about Dementia Inclusive, I was thrilled, because at last, they're not putting them all in one place, and you get two people that have dementia and they're angry. Some of them are very angry, and you can't blame them, they've had so much robbed from them. But if you can have somebody that's calm and can, it's okay, it'll be all right, touch their hand, hold their hand, whatever, give them a hug.
My name is Bob Shillington. I've been volunteering here at Sherbrooke for 3.5 years. I love it. I look forward to coming. It's my second home. You keep thinking about it more and more, and you think people hear that they're locked up and stuff like that, and they shouldn't think that way, and they should be included in activities. Like, they're human, and they should be able to mingle with the community and get involved with the different events and stuff like that. So I'm all in favor of it.
We're having to unwind what we did, and we learned that what we did before, we thought it was safe, but it really wasn't. And I'll give you an example. One evening we were having a wonderful event in our Tawa Centre. It was a Staff Long Service Award. And two lovely ladies with purses walked past all of us and out the front door. And of course, they were people from our memory care area. And none of us knew who they were because we weren't used to seeing them out and about. Happy ending to the story. Our ladies came back later in the evening with two police officers and Tim Hortons coffee and donuts, and it was wonderful. But what we had previously thought was safe, we realized it wasn't. So now we're going to get to know all of these people, and we're going to work as a community, which is what community does. And we're going to call on all the people in our community to help these people with dementia. Segregation creates all kinds of stigma and fear in people who are not part of that segregated community. So people wonder, why are they segregated? Well, they must be scary, they must be dangerous. Some people are happy to have them segregated because they behave in unusual ways. And so there is a little bit of tolerance that we need to all learn in order to support people with dementia.
There's nothing to be scared about. They're not going to hurt you, not going to bite you. I think you just come and mingle and get them talking to you and you know, and listen to them. You know, sometimes that's the important part, just listening, because they just love to talk, you know. And so yeah, no, I'd have no hesitation to come and volunteer and just take part, and they'll just, you take them under your wing and just away you go.
Some of our other elders, you know, suffer as all of our people do from loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. So we're going to put an opportunity in front of people to help those with dementia. So we've had to retrofit our building. Because we had segregated people in our building, we had specialized areas with locked doors. And so now what we're going to do is make this entire community safe for people with dementia. And because technology is so advanced, we're able to find all kinds of different solutions for individuals. So for example, for some people we might have a GPS. For other people we might have a tile on a phone. For other people we might have a bracelet that keeps them out of areas that would not be safe for them. So we're really going to individualize the security for people who might be at risk for entering into situations they're not equipped to cope with. We also have an approach here that we call stop and go. And it means when we are approaching someone and they don't seem very happy about it, we stop what we're doing and we come back later. And that is advice that I would give to volunteers, that if you're in a situation that you don't feel able to handle, you stop, you remove yourself, and you get some help, or you reapproach the person later.
It's like a computer. You have all the stuff in there, and when you get a virus or something and it's locked out, you're lost. They cannot control this. At that moment, if they're upset, they're not always upset, you know. At times they're almost the same as anybody else. Don't be angry with them. They cannot help it. And try and make them understand that you care.
I want them to feel that they're part of the community. I don't want them to feel that they're alone or nobody's paying attention to them. If I can make a smile to their face, it just warms my heart to see them smile and laugh.
Volunteers are such a critical part of our life here in our community. They produce so many opportunities for people to find well-being, which is really our goal here at Sherbrooke and Central Haven, is to create well-being for people. And I would tell volunteers who maybe are a little apprehensive about this, that they're already doing it. This is including people with dementia in planning their own lives, in making their own decisions about how to find well-being.
Be patient and show them a lot of love. Show them you care.
When I spend a day here and I hear some of the elders laughing and joking and smiling, sometimes I want to cry because it's just a nice feeling to have. I go home feeling successful, you know. I wanted to make them feel like they're part of the community.